All right, so let's talk about the future of your team. And spoiler alert, it involves hiring an AI. No, I'm not talking about those chatbots that just, talk. We're way past that. We're diving into the world of AI agents, the kind that actually do stuff. We're talking about managing files, running entire projects, and basically automating your whole day. So the big question is, who do you hire?
And really, that's the core question we're tackling today. Choosing between the two big players right now, Claude Cowork and OpenClaw, isn't just about picking some new software. It's a strategic decision. Do you just want an AI assistant that you have to keep poking and prodding for help? Or are you ready for a true digital employee that works on its own in the background? For years, the whole dream of AI has been about real delegation. Not just asking it to look something up, but actually handing off real, repetitive, important tasks to a digital worker that, shows up every single day and just gets it done. Well, that dream is finally starting to become a reality. The entire conversation around AI has completely shifted. We've moved way beyond the novelty of just having to chat. The real question, the one that matters now, is about action. What can AI actually do? Can it actually organize that messy downloads folder on your desktop? Can it pull together that weekly report from a bunch of scattered notes? Can it run a whole project from start to finish while you're busy with something else? That's exactly where these AI agents come in.
So, let's meet our two contenders. In one corner, you've got Claude Cowork. You can think of this one as the polished, official colleague that comes from a big, reputable company. And in the other corner, we have OpenClaw, the super flexible, open-source, autonomous agent that really puts all the power directly into your hands.
But here's the thing. This isn't just a simple feature-by-feature comparison. To really get it, you have to understand that these two tools represent two totally different philosophies about how AI should fit into our work lives.
Okay, so first up, Claude Cowork. This is the official, super polished solution from Anthropic. The folks who make the Claude AI model. It lives right inside their desktop app, and it's built from the ground up for people who are not coders. The whole point is to turn Claude into this virtual coworker that can handle your tasks, like making documents or sorting files, all inside a safe, controlled sandbox right on your computer.
And then you've got OpenClaw. This is a whole different beast. It's an open source project, which means it's driven by a community, it's changing and improving super fast, and it's all about flexibility. You host it yourself on your own computer or server, which gives you complete control over your data and how it all works. And instead of a slick desktop app, you talk to it through messaging apps like WhatsApp or Telegram. It basically turns your chat window into a command center for your own personal AI.
This quote really just hits the nail on the head. You're not just picking a piece of software here. You're choosing your entire automation strategy. The question is, do you want to plug into a polished, all-in-one managed ecosystem, or do you want to build your own custom, flexible, decentralized one from scratch? So this difference in philosophy leads directly to the biggest trade-off you have to make. And it really just boils down to a classic choice. Do you want something that's super simple and easy to use right out of the box, or do you need ultimate power and the ability to customize everything? Getting started with Claude Cowork is about as simple as it could possibly be. You download their desktop app, you click on the Cowork tab, and you just type out what you want it to do in plain English. That's it. There's no code, no complicated setup. It's designed so that literally anyone can start automating their work in just a few minutes. Now, setting up OpenClaw is, it's a completely different world. It's built for developers and more technical folks. You're going to be dealing with things like GitHub and the command line. It's for sure a more involved process. But that extra effort up front is exactly what unlocks its incredible power and flexibility down the road. And this right here is a massive, massive practical difference. Think of it like this: business hours versus a 24/7 workforce. Claude Cowork only runs when you have that desktop app open on your computer. You close your laptop, the automation stops. OpenClaw, though, you can install it on a server, which means it can run continuously 24/7, executing tasks and handling workflows around the clock, even while you're fast asleep. The way you interact with them is also worlds apart. With Claude Cowork, you get this beautiful, clean, visual dashboard. You can see all your tasks, you can pause them, edit them. It's all managed with a few clicks. OpenClaw's interface is your favorite chat app. You literally command it by sending messages, and the logic behind what it does is defined in these simple text files that you can edit yourself, giving you this incredible code-like precision. Okay, so how does all this translate into the stuff that really matters day to day, like cost, control, and privacy? Let's break down the numbers and dig into the details. This table lays it all out pretty clearly. Claude Cowork is your standard cloud service with a straightforward monthly subscription. Your data gets processed in their cloud, but it's in a secure sandbox. With OpenClaw, you host it yourself, so the software is free, but you're paying for things like API calls and maybe some server hosting. But the huge benefit there, your data stays completely on your own hardware. Cowork is locked into using the Claude model, but OpenClaw lets you plug in pretty much any model you want, OpenAI, local models, whatever. And finally, OpenClaw can be proactive. It can send you alerts and reminders, whereas Cowork only acts when you tell it to.
And this quote just perfectly sums up that core trade-off. You're really choosing between the walled garden of centralized safety, where everything is neatly managed for you, and the open frontier of decentralized power, where you have total control, but also total responsibility.
So, we've gone through the philosophies, the features, the trade-offs. Now let's get down to it. Which one of these AI agents is actually the right one for you? Claude Cowork is almost certainly your best bet if you're not a super technical person, and you just value simplicity. It's perfect for setting up scheduled tasks, like generating reports or organizing files, that just need to run during your workday. If you want a clean, managed experience and you don't need intense 24/7 customization, Cowork is a fantastic and really powerful digital colleague.
On the other hand, you should definitely go with OpenClaw if your goal is true, 24/7 autonomous automation. If you're comfortable with a more technical setup process, and especially if you need to integrate with messaging apps, OpenClaw is just unmatched. It's really for people who want absolute control over their data, their workflows, and even the specific AI model that's powering the whole thing.
So, at the end of the day, the choice really reflects your level of ambition. Are you just looking for a tool to handle some basic automation and make your workday a little more efficient? Or are you trying to build a full-fledged digital workforce that operates around the clock? Your answer to that question is going to point you directly to the right tool.
Let's just zoom out for a second, because this whole comparison isn't just about two cool new products. This is about a fundamental shift in how work itself gets done, and these tools are right on the front lines of that change.
What we're seeing is that AI agents are quickly moving from being a fun little novelty to becoming a core piece of business infrastructure. We are at the very, very beginning of a trend where these autonomous systems are going to be as fundamental to how we work as email or spreadsheets are today. The idea of delegating complex, ongoing work to an AI, that's not going to be a niche thing. It's going to be the standard.
The line between a piece of software and a colleague is getting blurrier every single day. As these incredibly powerful AI agents get easier to use, they stop being just tools. They're basically candidates joining the workforce. So the question I want to leave you with is this: who will you hire? The polished, reliable colleague or the powerful, autonomous agent? The choice is yours. Thanks for tuning in.